Your dilly chat. What is good? What is good? It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. Whew. What a long day it has been. Your boy Robbie has been healing up from a little bit of an injury. I guess I may have slept or stretched wrong whenever I woke up this morning and pulled something like pulled something in my hip, and it's been very painful to walk. So got like 3 lidocaine patches on right now, all up like my right side, like going down like my leg and shit. And yeah, I just woke up from a nap. Like you put on like you're only supposed to put on like 3 of them. Like you use like the maximum, and that shit will knock you out because it just absorbs like all the pain like right out of your body. So yeah, if it looks like I just woke up, it's because I literally just got out of that motherfucker right there, like 10 minutes ago. So like if any moves have happened in like the last like 40 minutes, I missed anything that happened in the last 40 minutes. Let's see, 12 minutes ago, the league encouraging NFL players to take part in newly approved Olympics flag football event in 2028. Okay, cool. Yep. Just okay, cool. So I like pretty much did not miss anything. I pretty much did not miss anything. In that trade I sent, we added I get J Love and Tony, and he gets Fields and Roshan and his injury. Heal up, motherfucker, bro. I definitely need to. This is probably like one of the it feels like I had gotten hit. Like it feels like I got hit, like in all honesty. Let me take a look at the screenshots that you had sent really quick. So that I sent, we added I get J Love and Tony. He gets Fields and Roshan. And Roshan and Fields are in his injuries. Okay. So it's Godwin, McCaffrey. Godwin, McCaffrey, Jonnu, Higgins, Allen, Ayuk, Charbonnet, Nico. I like grabbing the Ayuk, Allen, Charbonnet, Collins side. Like for the side that has to give away McCaffrey and Higgins, it's like, okay, well, that sucks. But like the side that's getting Allen, Ayuk, Collins, I mean, and then Charbonnet is kind of the throwaway piece. It's like, okay, the Charbonnet side is just kind of a throwaway. Higgins is now Garrett Wilson. I don't think whoever if you're giving away Allen, Ayuk, Collins, and Charbonnet, I don't like this trade at all. If it's you that's having to give away Allen, Ayuk, etc. If you were getting those pieces, I'd be like, all right, bet. Sucks that you're losing McCaffrey. It would suck that it'd be Garrett Wilson that you'd be losing. The Jonnu thing is kind of whatever. You can stream a tight end. Godwin mid this year so far, realistically. Bucks don't know what they're doing. Kind of, it feels like week in, week out, like a very flat team. Yeah, if you're giving away Ayuk, Allen, and the likes, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do, dilly dilly. I'm gonna drink to take away that fucking soreness that I'm dealing with. But yeah, that's how how I would run the trade. I probably wouldn't do it given the value piece you're giving up. So you would get CMC, Wilson, Godwin, J Love, Tony for Allen, Ayuk, Nico, Fields. It's your 16 man. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do that, bro. You're realistically, basically, it feels like only getting like CMC and Garrett Wilson. You already, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a stable QB that you could throw in there. Fuck. And in this league, someone's probably already rostering Kyler. They've definitely been probably been rostering Kyler, waiting on him to come back. Because I don't almost be willing to risk that instead of Fields. Cardinals offense appears to be doing a little bit better. I don't want Jordan Love. I don't want anything to do with Jordan Love and the Packers right now. Jordan Love appears to not be getting things together. So yeah, I'm not in on the Jordan Love thing. I feel like that person's just using CMC to get all of your other good players. Like what you make that trade, I don't think that's going to balance out the rest of the roster enough. I just don't do it. I don't see it personally. How y'all been navigating bye weeks so far? How's y'all's your first bye apocalypse of what? About two more to go. There's two like serious ones. You got week 9, week 13. Those ones will be some serious bye apocalypse. How do you say months? You got Carolina, Cincinnati, Dallas, Houston, New York, Tennessee, all off this week. You know, Blue Jays, what is good? What is good, bro? Drop the fantasy questions in the chat. I just hooked Aiden up with what I thought about was going to be a 4-for-4 trade. I'm lucky to swerve this bye week. None of my guys are out. See, I have a couple of rosters that were like that, which super fortunate about. But then I had like one where it's just bad. It's just all around bad news bears. Like we're gonna be starting Tyson Badgett at quarterback in a league. I mean, that's how bad one of them are. So got a waiver in for them. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. What's good, Matt? What's good? What's good? Yeah, I'm having to start Badgett in one. They still got Jahmyr Gibbs as questionable, but it's like he should be good to go. I mean, he was a limited participant in practice today. He should be good to go. Really stuck between like, okay, do you play him or do you play Craig Reynolds? Like, fuck. Let Aiden O'Connell cook. My starters would be Hurts, Wilson, Godwin, CMC, Hill, John Nudell, Tony. That is ugly. And a 16-man, that is ugly. You don't know what you're going to get of Dell from week to week Kadarius Toney is definitely getting replaced with the return of Mecole Hardman. The Kansas City, can we just talk about the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs this morning, literally earlier this afternoon, said, we got Mecole Hardman at home, and then brought Mecole back. Like, head ass, we got Mecole Hardman at home. Did another fucking swap with the Jets, did another pick swap. Mecole Hardman back with the Kansas City Chiefs now, which makes me think that we see a diminished role for Kadarius Toney, possibly. I'm thinking that we could be seeing it be Rice as the leading receiver. Thinking we could see Mecole be the gadget guy, like all those bullshit jet sweeps they were trying to do with Toney that were a little bit more successful with Mecole. They'll be able to get away with now. You know, Justin Ross hasn't been a thing for that team. Marquez Valdez-Scantling clearly just washed and fallen off of a fucking cliff. You know, the guy who has the most experience out of all the receivers in the room isn't even the one leading the team in pretty much every statistical category. That it's Rice that's doing that. So yeah, not loving the whole Toney move. Like the CMC and Justice Hill, you know, kind of thing there. Having Garrett Wilson, that's still predicated on, you know, how great Zach Wilson is week in, week out. Love that you still have Jalen Hurts. Chris Godwin is not doing as well as some of the other receivers that you had in your lineup. You know, I don't like it. So now Hurts, Allen, Ayuk, Hill, Roshan, Chig, Dell, Nico, Fields / Badgett. In a 16-teamer, I feel like you got to kind of run it with the Fields Badgett. I know that you're worried about, you know, Roshan. We're all worried about Roshan. This feels like the longest concussion protocol in history. I mean, he got his bell rung. It sucks that we'll probably won't have him back this week, but Roshan should be back next week. Chig is just a disappointment and a half, but Tennessee's offense is a disappointment and a half. Yeah, you get better with Jonnu, but then you're also simultaneously sitting there once you acquire Jonnu, sitting there like, please don't let them figure out the recipe to success with Kyle Pitts, which, I mean, they probably won't, but you might be a little bit safer there. Jonnu's a safer tight end, I feel like. What up, Mike? Because of my fucking Mecole Hardman take. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking about trying to trade for Higgins. 12-team league, half-point PPR, 3 receiver, 1 QB, 1 flex, 3-player keeper lineup: Lamar, Kupp, St. Brown, Kirk, KW3, Jacobs, Kelsey, Kamara, bench, Mingo, Hubbard, Tank. Tank B, more importantly, not Tank D, not Tank Dell. John Uze and KJ Osborne. What would you offer for Higgins? What would I offer for Higgins? Maybe Christian Kirk and like Kirk and Hubbard to see if you can bring Higgins over. I mean, that Carolina offense ain't doing shit, so you kind of want to be able to move off of that. And you can kind of use the fact that he's been out snapping Miles Sanders. You could use the fact that, hey, you're getting a back that'll be coming out of the bye, be good, ready to go. You could, you know, say you could put together a positive spin around Hubbard with the mixture of Christian Kirk. You know, with the whole Christian Kirk situation, it's like, hey, you know, could be getting opportunities. You know, you could be looking at opportunities with as much as Zay Flowers or Zay Jones, I'm sorry, is constantly in and out the lineup. Not able to formulate any consistency there. Those would probably I'd probably see if I could do a combo of those two. And maybe even clear a bench spot with a throw in of like Mingo or Tank B. And then, because then you would get the you would bring in T Higgins and you would free up T Higgins. You would have an extra bench spot to use. You'd have 2 extra bench spots to use, to where you could grab up anyone off of the waiver wire. And I like that you have these 3 here also, by the way. Fields for Kyler rest of season. Woo. Field situation is unique in that he's been balling out. He kind of started balling out for like a hot second there. Of course, it started to fizzle out with only the 9 points against Minnesota. It is a thumb issue. Could kind of linger around rest of the season. Chicago doesn't feel like maybe there's a whole hell of a lot that they got to play for. I mean, there's still a lot of football left. But for the most part, for most of the season, it's looked like Chicago is playing for that Drake May, Finks, Caleb Williams kind of standoff. Kyler will probably end up being the lock for Arizona rest of season, given that they weren't really sure who they were going to run out at quarterback. They haven't been sure about Kyler. We've already heard about like the weird things written in Kyler's contract, et cetera, et cetera. This is a great time for Arizona to throw Kyler out there, get some tape, have him go off. Maybe he wins a couple of games for Arizona. Yeah, Aiden, I don't like the thumb injury for Fields either. But yeah, this, I think there's some positivity to be said about what Kyler coming back to the Arizona Cardinals could mean. If you're Jonathan Gannon, you need to figure out how, no pun intended, how high flying your offense can go. Get it? Because they're Cardinals, they're birds. Kyler Murray possibly gives you the best opportunity to be able to do that. Whereas Justin Fields with a fucked up thumb, doubtful to play. Chicago's likely not going to continue to run Badgett out there. You could miss Fields for week 7. He could be back week 8. Has to play the Chargers, Saints, Carolina. A very tough Detroit team that many are thinking could be one of the best in the league, with now everyone officially, no, there's no undefeated teams. Fields not getting a bye till week 13. I mean, if Badgett can go out there and keep Chicago afloat, Badgett can go out there and beat the Raiders. Fields comes back. That could be a trade that you greatly, you find later being a grave mistake. That's the way that I look at that. I would probably rather chance it, but I get not liking the thumb injury. I get being scared. It's tough. It's tough. You're pretty much asking yourself, is Fields with a bum ass thumb gonna be better than me trying to trade for Midget Murray, running all over the place, not able to see over the line? Like, we've kind of seen it. We've seen it. Do we think that a new head coach is going to change things that drastically? Could Arizona maybe have possibly been better off with Dobbs? And those are your question marks. Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself before sending a trade like that. I'm hoping that they can, repair the finger enough, bandage it up enough. Fields can go out there and keep putting up numbers for me. What up, Daniel? Which Joshua is better, Palmer or Downs? I mean, Palmer probably has a better quarterback, which you would assume makes him the better receiver. I'm gonna say Palmer. I am gonna go Palmer on that one. But Josh Downs is kind of trying to make a case for himself. Definitely, homie's trying to make a case for himself. Jameson Williams, 64% rostered, had 16 points last week against Tampa. Folks can still run out there and go and get him. Folks can still run out there and go and get him. Mm. 3-3 in my home league, playing against dudes 4-2, and I gotta say Tyson Badgett, Tyson Baguette. It's gonna be interesting. Like here. This is my bench so far in this league, y'all. Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jonnu Pickens, Gibbs. Jonnu will probably might end up getting the start because he's playing against Tampa versus me starting Higbee against Pitt. And then Warren may get replaced with Gibbs. The second that Gibbs is a full go, I'm running Gibbs out there. I hate to say this, Dak or Fields. At least Dak's not out there getting hurt and playing with reckless abandonment with his body. I mean, okay, well, Fields' finger injury wasn't necessarily reckless abandonment, but Dak hasn't been too bad with Dak. Let me see something. Let's see something with Dakota. I think I had this stat like last night. Let's see. Where is he? There we go. Of course, the fucking Cowboys fan league. He's QB 19. God damn. Nah, I'm rocking with Fields, bro. Fuck, I'm rocking with Justin Fields. Let's see. Dak's best fantasy game was against the Chargers. 30 attempts completed, 21, 272 yards. Most yards that he's passed for this season. He had 1 TD. It's kind of not that great. Like when you look at like the other games in scope, it's like, bro, you were going out there and have been looking like shit against worse teams, and there was just no creativity to that offense. They're on bye right now. They got to play the Rams, Philly. They get a little cushion there in week 10 against the Giants and Carolina. But then you got Washington, Seattle, Philly, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, Washington again. Oh God, no! Stay the fuck away from Dak for the rest of the season, dog. That man's schedule is fucked. They gave that man 2 easy games, and they were like, the rest you got a gauntlet to run through. I want Fields gone. Maybe Stafford. If you want Fields gone that bad, I would like if you want him gone that bad, bro. Matt Stafford ain't that much better of an option. I mean, as more 300-yard games with Dak, he's QB 16. I would probably maybe feel a little bit safer, I guess, trying out Stafford. I mean, doesn't have a bye till week 10. You're basically if you're trading for Stafford, you're like, okay, like I can't get behind the ball here in games. You're needing Stafford to really step it up, at least, be a top 12 guy the rest of the season. Kind of making that move. I feel like Fields could miss this game. And still, I mean, even with a bum ass like finger, possibly end the season still as a top 12 guy. Could possibly end the season, top 10, top 8. I just don't like a running QB who might be scared to run, who isn't a good passer. I mean, it's just a finger issue. So if anything, he's like, I'm like, oh, I can't launch this ball down the field. Let me take off. Oh God, no. Worst damn team in the league. Worst team in the league. Like Denver Broncos and shit organization as a sentence are definitely synonymous with each other. Definitely synonymous with each other. Send a message. Bryce Young, let's ride. Oh gosh. You're definitely not trading for. Well, okay. So Russ, the Broncos have been bad, right? Like the Broncos have been bad. But in terms of fantasy, Russell Wilson's QB 11. I mean, a lot of that's inflated by the Washington game where he had 57 fucking fantasy points. But I mean, pretty stable floor type of guy. Last week against Kansas City was terrible. You want to talk about a team that is desperate for a bye week? Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos are definitely on that list. They're like, please give us a fucking break from the national embarrassment of which we are themselves. Bryce Young is a fuck no. Bryce Young is trending towards probably being the worst fantasy quarterback that you could ever trot out. Like Bryce Young shouldn't even be fucking rostered. Bryce Young is rostered in this one league. What the fuck are people doing? Bryce Young is fucking rostered in this league. He is QB 28. He is 26% rostered, 6% started. 6% of you are drunk. Trade Olave for Christian Watson and Terry. I'm just before trading for Olave, I think that I want you're kind of wanting to get in on the Olave shares like right about now. Right about now would be a good time. Been some very stable floors. It's had some pretty good games. You just really need the Saints, the Saints offense to really get clicking out there, really get to going out there and putting up points. Again, another team that probably can't wait to go on bye week and make some midseason adjustments. You could you could probably argue Terry and Olave could be a 1-for-1 trade, right? Um, Terry's wide receiver 23 on the year. Olave's wide receiver 21. They're not separated by a whole hell of a lot of fantasy points on the season. Christian Watson is going to be a boom guy for you. He's going to give you those big boomer bust weeks. So long as him and Jordan Love can get it together, you would be giving up Olave. I'd be willing to do that. I would be willing to do that. I feel like you kind of get away on the better receiving end of that in terms of getting both Watson and Terry. You get a boomer bust guy, and you get a guy who's been pretty stable for you for pretty much the whole damn season in Terry McLaurin. Hurts. I'm a young believer. Yeah, that hurt. That is something that definitely hurts if you're a Bryce Young truther right about now. Oh my gosh, you got Will Levis in your 16-man team? Those are deep benches. Calvin Ridley for Puka Nacua. So you don't why do you want to do that? It's like you're a Jags fan. Ridley did have an off week last week. Puka gives you the upgrade. Both of them had down weeks. Both of them had pretty much the exact same fantasy performance. They had pretty much identical fantasy performances. Both 4 catches. Ridley had 30 yards. Puka had 26. But that's really your only selling point. Puka's still gonna get targets, guys. Puka's definitely earned him a role in that offense. They're gonna utilize him. They're gonna go to him. Really was giving you some pretty stable weeks there. Puka was only profiting at the beginning because there was no Cooper Kupp. So I don't think that you have to make the trade. I think that by the end of the season, these two come a little bit closer. That pause, that was crazy. Then in terms of end of season rankings, Puka probably ranks out as a mid, like Puka probably will definitely in top 30, obviously, because the first fucking 5 games, prior to Cooper Kupp coming back, whereas really feels like it's still going to have to be the one in that offense. Still going to have to be heavily utilized. Still feels like there's a lot of big boom games in there. Jaguars are in that whole week 9 bipocalypse, that whole conundrum of a situation. So it's a medium. I would say the rest of the schedule for Ridley's it's fair. It's fair. There's some games in there where he's probably gonna get clamped up. He's probably gonna get clamped up week 10 in San Fran. But there's some other games where there's some big boom potential there. I think that you ride with Ridley. Puka played 95% of snaps and had 33% target market share. I did see that. I did see that. Kirk eating over Ridley right now. We force feed Ridley week 1 and notice that didn't lead to wins. Now we're spreading the ball around. You should be spreading the ball around in that offense. I mean, like I said, I think that the two end up ranking, fairly close come end of the season. I like the trade. If you can move up, you can maybe get a guy that because Cooper Kupp's going to have his weeks where he's going to get clamped down, and then Puka's just going to go out there and eat and just feast. That's going to happen. That'll certainly happen. And then in the mix of those, the games that that Kupp is eating, Puka will still be giving you stable floors. But all in all, I think the two will probably end just kind of similar. Would you trade Kupp for Jefferson? keeper league. This is a really good question. This is a damn good question. Just because part of me wants to be like, yeah, because we don't know what's going through Justin Jefferson's mind right now in regards to the situation in Minnesota. Minnesota, point blank, Minnesota has to start winning games. Minnesota has to start winning games. If Minnesota can't start winning games, then what the fuck is the use of Justin Jefferson coming back? Like if I'm Justin Jefferson in the middle of a contract year, I've already given you the flashes of what I can do, and what I have done. If you're about to keep me here long term, I'm not about to put my body on the line. Let me get my bag. Let me get my money. That team is 2-4 right now. I don't know. I don't think personally that Minnesota can put together enough wins to be to be competitive in the NFL playoffs, to get to the NFL playoffs, or even find themselves in it. By the time that Justin Jefferson could be ready to go and be ready to be back to play, we could very well be having a conversation while we're having the same conversation of, is Justin Jefferson going to return? He's ready to go. Like, is he going to come back to the team and help them, kind of win? We could very well be having the same conversation of the Minnesota Vikings are already eliminated from the NFL playoffs. And knowing that those two conversations and those two narratives could possibly line up together, the range of possible outcomes for Justin Jefferson coming back this year greatly decreases to about 5%. If I'm Justin Jefferson, I'm not coming back to this sorry-ass team who's been sorry the whole fucking time that I've been here. I'm like, no, you're paying me my money, and I'll stay here for however long my contract is and just break records. Because I think that it's going to become more of a situation like that for Justin Jefferson, where it's like, okay, my career is probably going to shape out to, just be here to break records versus chasing Super Bowls. It's just going to be coming about chasing checks and being great. Hell, if I'm even Justin Jefferson, I'm like, I don't even like, yo, it's my contract year. Do I even want to play in Minnesota next year? So that's my soapbox on the Justin Jefferson thing. I would probably make that trade personally. First round value, see that cool? Like, yo, I'm with it. If you're, it sounds like you have Cup. You having Cup, I don't know if I do that. I'd probably hang on to Cup. Who should I trade bum-ass Waddle for? Looking for another wide receiver 1 in return. Damn. Looking for another in return. That's tough. That one's tough. The thing is, you're trying to rely on Waddle's boom as of late. The man went from being like almost practically in fucking no man's land. Like, what was he like wide receiver 63 or some shit like that? Like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. Giants against the Giants, it started like he, getting together. Against Carolina, looked like getting together. Has a tougher opponent. Has to face Philly, but then gets New England after that. So nice soft game in the middle there. Another tough opponent, Kansas City. They're definitely going to have to utilize them. They're definitely going to have to go to Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle should be more of a focal point in this offense. And I'm pretty sure that McDaniel's like, yo, man, we need to really start getting the ball to Waddle a lot more and get him, worked out into the red zone scheme. they've been targeting him. His targets have almost doubled in the last 2 weeks. So that's a big indication to me that you could probably swing for another wide receiver one in return. Um, you might be able to pull off Devontae, but I'd rather probably have Waddle over Devontae right now, just because Philly's been utilizing the hell out of AJ Brown. Devontae dealing with a hamstring. You could maybe move up and go and get Olave. I feel like the Olave manager might be willing to listen, might be willing to will and deal. But if things keep going in the direction they've gone over the last 2 games for Waddle, you may just be better off holding Waddle. Some of the options that you're going to be able to go after and trade for right now. Yeah, Waddle. Don't get me wrong. Waddle can definitely be a top 10 guy. Definitely be a top 10, top 15 receiver. Are you going to be able to erase his previous 3 games worth of production? Because obviously, didn't play week 3. Are you going to be able to make the person that you're trading with forget about his previous 3 games of production to be able to go for that serious upgrade? And I think that's where I get a little bit worried with trying to trade away Waddle. And then also on the flip side, should Waddle's production continue, that could definitely shake things up a little bit too. What's good, Rumboyz? 6 more days and a wake up. 6 more days till what? Now I'm like 6 more days till what? What? So you're out the military? Swift or Aaron Jones? Swift all day for me. Swift all day for me. Leaves hold for 1 more week and then revisit the trade table. See if he can get you a big week this week. If he can get you a big week this week against Philly, that's when you can make the move. And then you also know whether or not, if you're a little bit more confident in him moving forward rest of season, then just hurry up trying to move him off the roster. Okay, yeah, so you get your sergeant promotion. That's right. I was about to say, I was like, you ain't done yet. I was like, I know you're getting out yet. 3-3 PPR got offered Diggs for ETN. Devontae Smith, thoughts. Rest of squad is AK-41, Pacheco, Achan, Roshan, Jeff Will, Puka, Flowers, Lockett, Dell, Kelsey, Law. So they'll give you Stephon Diggs for ETN and Devontae. I almost want to be like, fuck yeah. Like, part of me wants to be like, fuck yeah, but then like, okay, so then let's work it from the top. Law would be the QB. We're just patiently waiting until a Chan comes back. Pacheco and AK can hold it down right there at running back. Roshan will probably be back next week. Jeff Will, damn good filler for a chance. So we may not even have to fire up Jeff Will. Puka, Flowers, Lockett as the receivers. We definitely want to get Diggs right then and there. Dell could sit on kind of hang out and chill on the bench. Kelsey at tight end. We'll grab somebody else as our, or no, we can run Dell as a flex. Is it 2 receiver or start 2 receiver, start 3? I'm reading this as a start 3. Dude, I would do it. I would do it. I would do this. Like, I'm gonna give you freaking. You're moving up. You're getting wide receiver too, bro. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much wide receiver 2 for RB3. Smith is wide receiver 29. So I guess they're looking at having Smith as the flex. They clearly need running back help. See if they'll do Diggs and ETN straight up for the like they'll just do a 1-for-1. Okay, it's a 2-2-1. It's a 2-2-1. Okay. If you can run it without getting rid of Smith, see if you can do that. See if they'll take if you can drive the conversation into a direction of, hey, bro, it's we could do this straight up 1-for-1. You know, you need a running back. I could use the receiver help. We could just, I'm giving you RB3. You know, you could be able, he's trying to get away with the fact that it's Stephon Diggs, and Diggs is wide receiver 2 on the year right now. Diggs will probably land at that spot and end at that spot into fantasy. There's more volatility in the running back position, you know, so there's a chance that you trade ETN away to him and something happens, and then it's like, hey, now you definitely won this trade. But I would try and see if maybe you could just do a 1-for-1 and then have Smith as the extra death piece and keep Smith. If you can't keep Smith, go through with that trade 100%. Be like, you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. Well, not like it is what it is, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I just love adding to your receiving core. And then when all of your running backs come back healthy, when you get a Chan back, when you get Roshan back, you're still gonna have a fucking monstrous running back room. But it's already fair just off of giving up ETN and or ETN for Diggs. He's trying to keep himself even killed by taking Devontae. He's like, you know what? Damn, it sucks. I gave wide receiver 29, but you know, and I just think that Philly continues to flood AJ Brown with targets, bro. For real, for real. CD or Olave? CD's been efficient. CD's been efficient. CD's the only real standout in that Dallas receiving core. Dallas needs CD to win games. I am gonna go CD there. You just pray to God that opposing defenses haven't completely caught up to the Dallas's lack of creativity. Dallas, you got 1 week to come up with some more creative plays, because it looks like McCarthy's calling shit that's drawn in crown. But as it stands right now, yeah, give me CD. Give me CD over Olave. One moment. Sorry. I was like, yo, I'm about to sneeze, and like I don't know how this is gonna come out. CD's only lost the ball once this year. He's only fumbled once this year. I find that interesting. The ball security helps him be that much better of a football player. Swift, it's always going to be DeAndre Swift for me. Yeah, it's always going to be Swift for me. Don't get me wrong. Hall definitely not a bad back to have rostered. He's one of the top backs in fantasy right now. He's a top 24 back. So he's putting up RB2 numbers. Wouldn't mind having him as an RB2 on my roster whatsoever. If someone would be like, "Hey, yo, I'll trade you Brees Hall," like, yeah, let's entertain this conversation. But just for me, I feel like Swift is going to give you the bigger playability. RB7 has been more consistent. Everything that we thought that DeAndre Swift could be is going to be, is going to continue. Oh yeah, they've trusted Hall a lot more the last 2 weeks. Coming off a bye, they're going to have to play the Giants, which is super great, honestly. Battle of New York there. Giants of terrible fucking defense. Terrible defense. The New York Giants definitely at this point of the season, here in Rumtober, gotta be gassed, bro. The New York Giants, after the ass whoopings that they have taken, have got to be gassed. They don't get a bye until week 13. And by then it could very well be far too fucking late for this New York Giants team. Should Brees Hall pop the fuck off against New York in week 8? Oh my, yeah, at that point you probably won't even be able to trade for him. Because he's just gonna he's just gonna balloon up the rankings. Of course, rankings, being a kind of week to week thing. But as it stands right now, and as the data stands right now, Hall putting up he's in that RB2 category, being 16th ranked overall. If you have him on your roster as an RB2, brother's going dumb for you, like Aiden said. What up? Let's keep it going. Throw me some more questions. I'll be on this stream till I finish this drink. Let's see. Let me go through and look at a couple of my rosters. You dig what I'm saying? See, the rosters where I don't have to make any moves do partially worry me, just because it's like it's very easy to get comfortable in that mode. It's very easy to get comfortable in that mode. Starting Sam Howell over Kirk Cousins in Bourbon Bowl. Ask me fucking anything. Like, bro, softer matchup. We got the stack with McLaurin. Like, yo, let's go. Let's go all in on that game. I'm completely fine going full pot committed on that game. Justin Herbert against Kansas City scares the living fucking shit out of me. I'm not going to lie. But I know that Kirk Cousins isn't going to have a good game against San Fran. More than likely, highly likely to not have a good game against San Fran. Is Andreas Carlson a good fill-in for kicker? How bad of a kicker situation are you in? You can trust the rookie. He's fucking number 31. No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. There's better options. There's You don't need to hate life like that. You don't need to be upset at life like that, bro. Yeah, no need to put yourself through that pain. Then like you end up losing because of your kicker. Oh, that sucks. It's like, damn, I started the worst kicker in fucking in fantasy. Damn. One of my league mates in two of his other leagues won against Herbert and with Herbert, both by point. One was by 0.8 and one was by 0.2. Fuck. That's terrible. That's just you had to be dude had to been scared that whole time. I know I sure as hell would have been. If you were the Diggs player sitting at 3-3, needing another running back to start with Pollard, you taking a trade with Diggs for D. Smith plus Pacheco in case they really want Devontae. I feel like ET and Devontae is just too much. If they're in that desperate of a situation, and they really want Smith, and the Smith part is what they're really wanting, I could see that working out for you. I could see that working out for you. Let me just check one thing before we go full pot commit with this answer before we full send it. Because I'm an IJ, I am an Isaiah Pacheco truther, RB12. So you're not spending as much equity and giving away as much if you just keep ETN yourself. I think that is still a very equitable trade. I don't feel like that there's any type of hustling going on in this trade or anything like that. I feel like it's just two guys conducting business. It's fair business. It's fair game. It's fair play. I really just like this trade, and I hope that you end up with Diggs. And if you can do it with Smith and Pacheco, then all that much more the better. All that much more the better. Ah, I hate when I I fat finger spell something wrong. I like how Isaiah Pacheco got his chain out in his sleeper picture though. Starting to put together a couple wins in pros versus shows. I've just barely lost last week. I wonder what happens in Tingley's trade there. Goff or Baker, Prescott on bye. For me right now, Goff is turning. shit up. And just been super consistent. I am all the way bought in on the Detroit Lions hype. Uh, Even down to CJ Carter Johnson talking shit to Debo online. I'm like, my gosh, like one, one, don't smoke with Debo, but two, just I'm fully bought in. The Lions got people shook. The Lions got people scared. They're playing against Baltimore this week. I'm not worried about Baltimore going up against that Baltimore defense, going up against this Lions offense. Lions literally just got to make it through this week in Vegas, and then they get on bye, they get some rest, and then come back week 9. They're going to come back even fucking stronger and better than ever. I don't give a damn that they got to play the Chargers after bye. I don't give a damn that, Chicago is going to be a breeze for them. I feel like Green Bay is going to be a breeze for them again. The Saints, I feel like that'll be a breeze. Chicago, Denver, Minnesota, Dallas. This team could probably there's always a chance because any given motherfucking Sunday, there's a chance that over the last stretch, this team could maybe only lose one of those games. I'm all in. Goff could mess around and have. Denver's going to be a 300-yard game. Chicago's going to be both those games against Chicago are going to be 300-yard games. So there's 300-yard games right there that I can already predict for you. Let's see. What did he go for against Green Bay last time? Okay, he went for 210 last time, but he was cool on that. He was cool on that. That was his worst game was against Green Bay this year. And I don't think that Green Bay gets away with that twice in a row. Because Green Bay has to come to Ford for that next game. Yeah. Evans I don't think you need to invest in having Baker there with having Mike Evans. Baker's been up and down. Baker's been up and down. Currently sits at QB 20. When Baker's good, he's good. That's the problem with Baker. It's when you are on, you are on. And we can go out there and we can win some fucking football games together. We go out there and win some fantasy games together. That's a really long rest of the schedule. Either by week 5. Rest of the season schedule is a little bit tougher for Baker. Atlanta this week, that'll be, flip-floppy. That's a divisional right there. Buffalo, Houston, Tennessee, San Fran, Indy, Carolina, a little bit of an easier one. Indy's a back and forth team. They're like the Bucks of the AFC practically at this point. Kind of situation almost. Carolina again. I think they can. They can beat Carolina. Or no, I think I already mentioned the Carolina game. They'll have Atlanta again. I'm sorry. Again, divisional. Atlanta's looking pretty decent, etc. Green Bay, not too worried. Jacksonville's going to be tough. That's right at the asset of the season. I can see Jacksonville needing that win. New Orleans, Carolina. So yeah, I don't think that I would do it that way. Play Baker even with the Evans stack. Yeah, I just got the screenshots for the roster. I would put Brees in over McLaughlin for damn sure. Defense, you'll probably play Washington defense this week. Whoever's playing the Giants, you're playing that defense that week. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I run that. Oh yeah, Brees Hall's on bye. Fuck, stupid, dumb. That's what happens when you look at 4 screens at once. Robert, what is good? Robert Roschon and Downs for McLaurin. I like it. I think that I don't know what the rest of your roster looks like, but it definitely sounds like a move to help kind of stabilize the receiving core. You're getting Hal is going out there and putting up numbers and is doing pretty well. I get they only had 151 in that last outing, but he's still going out there and being pretty consistent for you. Sam Howell's QB 12 on the year. So if you're bringing in McLaurin, you know that you're getting a receiver that is having a competent quarterback throw the ball down there. I know that Curtis Samuel is getting a lot of the looks and getting worked into that offense super heavy. Nonetheless, I love the idea of bringing in McLaurin. Has a better guy that I feel is throwing to him. In how where Downs is having to deal with Gardner Minshew, who is going to be prone to turning the ball over, probably a lot more prone. And we have a bigger sample size of Gardner Minshew to see that. So we kind of already know what that situation is and what that situation can be, which can hurt having Downs on your roster. And in terms of Roschon, we're really just waiting on Roschon to come back from the concussion. Again, I said it before, this is super long concussion protocol. Running back position of volatility with as many hits as they take. You know, I don't mind moving on from Roschon. It seems like that it's no matter what it's going to be a 50-50 between him and whoever else is going to be is going to be there, whether that be Khalil Herbert once he finally comes back or so on and so forth. Alex, what's good? What's good? Anyone that if this is your first time watching, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. Made a trade this week, a triple flex league. Traded Etienne, Keontae, and Akers for Devontae, McLaurin, and Dotson. Thoughts? One side is too heavy on Washington, and Dotson is not the receiver on Washington that you want to have right now. So the Dotson and Akers parts kind of become a wash. This was definitely a move to try and, I see, improve your receiving core. I feel like you win by getting Devontae and McLaurin. Sucks getting rid of Etienne, how we just talked about RB2 on the year, right? Ingram, it's interesting. Hasn't done great. Played 37%, 10 attempts, 40 yards, 4 yards per carry. You know, I feel like the side that gets the receivers wins. Dotson honestly was just a throw-in because he wanted Akers. Oh, dude, you definitely won this trade. You definitely won this trade. It essentially became Etienne for Devontae Adams and McLaurin. Like you mentioned, Dotson was just a throw-in. Yes. Like I'm not even gonna, because like that's the only answer to answer that. Like yes, like you definitely won that fucking trade. You definitely won that trade. Connor on IR, he missing the next foe at the very least. You know, like at the very least, you going down for the next foe. And if Arizona's not putting up wins, then maybe he chooses not to rush himself back. You know what I'm saying? Especially on a team that was already considered to be tanking in many of ways. So, yeah, shot, dude. That's the way I'll break that one down. Like you whoop that dude's ass in that trade, bro. You You Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis, his ass, bro. Homie couldn't even get a punch off. Homie was just sitting there swinging, and you just like take the trade. Just fired up. Man, it's a habitual points chaser. Saw that Adams had 2 bad games in a row and thought he wasn't that dude, I guess. Oh my gosh. I love the point chasers. I love the point chasers. This man just traded away wide receiver 10. He gave you wide receiver 10 and wide receiver 21. It's like you pretty much only put ETN in the trade just so that to like the rest of the league that was probably in the group chat was just like, oh yeah, like that seems fair. Like I'm pretty sure that group chat like was probably like, yo, what the fuck? Taught this man, listen, if the club does not fit, you must acquit, homie. Yo, call this man Alex OJ. He just got away with murder. You dig what I'm saying? Who? That was a terrible analogy, but that was a bar at the same time. J. Cole, don't be stealing my bars, bro. I know we waiting on the fall off. Don't be stealing my bars, J. Cole. I'm kidding. I could never come close to J. Cole. I mean, like I've like been close to him, but it's besides the point. 1 second, y'all. It's B-Rob all day. It's Leafs is B-Rob many men. Many men. It's B-Rob all day. Yeah. Like I don't if they are playing the Giants, you're starting. If they're playing the Giants and they are good in fantasy football, you are firing them up. Don't get me wrong, Madison's, RB17 is what it is. But it's San Fran. Madison is a sit this week. Like, if you have a better option with the better matchup, they may not be the overall better option, but they may have a better matchup. Shit, you might even be able to get away with playing Antonio Gibson over Madison this week, but I'm kidding. No, but it's always B-Rob. Also, fantasy outlook for Cardinals players now that Kyler is coming back. I think that you have to look at it as much, from the fantasy aspect as from the real NFL aspect. There is definitely a chance here that as much time Kyler has had off, that this team could maybe seem a little out of sync. That I felt like Dobbs looked a little serviceable. For Arizona, I think that Dobbs was okay. I mean, obviously, it wasn't resulting in wins. It worries me about how it could look for Michael Wilson. Do Kyler and Hollywood reestablish their connection? I feel like that there's more question marks that I'm just super excited to have answered. And I don't think that a lot of that will probably be answered until we don't even know if he'll fully play this week or play this week. Kyler, I love you, friend of the show. You know I fucking love you, bro. In terms of a fantasy football standpoint, I'm hesitant. But given the bye week scenarios this week, if you have a Hollywood Brown, fire him up, or whether it's this week or next week. But I don't think that you can be too excited about what the potential results could be. Santi Claus. Should I trade Olave for Pacheco, half-point PPR? I like that trade. It's you're upgrading at running back. Pacheco, RB12. I like it. I like it. Like I said, Saints offense just isn't clicking. Olave, wide receiver 23 on the year. I think you get an upgrade. You're upgrading a piece. Michael Wilson, daddy. I'm a huge Michael Wilson fan. And I'm a huge Michael Wilson fan. DiMaffrato, Linsanity run over. Y'all knew that Keontae Ingram was on the fucking running back depth chart as RB1. I literally told y'all, be careful going after DiMarcardo. Like I said it. Kyler's a sweet fucking name, but not yet. Oh, yeah, Michael Wilson seems super interesting as a stash. Definitely a stash. Definitely been a guy that you've probably been seeing dropped a lot in leagues just because it was like, here's hype. Oh, he had a bad performance, like type of deal. But I like Michael Wilson, especially in dynasty leagues. Yes. The answer is yes when it comes to Michael Wilson in dynasty leagues. Sent the trade for Smith Pacheco and just now waiting for his reply. But would you rather have Pacheco or Kamara? I would rather have. Are you asking if I were him? If I were him, I would rather the offer that you're sending me. Either the first offer that you talked about originally in the chat, or either the offer that you said that you just now sent. If you were to offer me Kamara and Smith, I would probably be like, no. I'd be like, no. But I think that Kamara and either you having Pacheco or Kamara and a combination of ETN, I think it's completely serviceable. I think you're fine. I think we're good. We're good to go there. But in terms of like if that dude were to take a Kamara and D Smith and sends you Stephon Diggs, that dude's dumb. If you can trick him into Kamara and Smith and him give you that dude's special. Or if he would rather want Kamara over the other two running backs that you have, definitely full send that. But that would have to be him not thinking, bro. That would have to be him not thinking, not being a smart fantasy player. I'm answering this question as if homie that you're trading with is a smart fantasy player. Honestly, last week wasn't even bad. 4 targets, 3 catches, 62 yards. Is not bad as a deep league flex. Oh, are you talking about Michael Wilson? No, definitely not bad. No, definitely not bad. But kind of going back to the whole numbers chasers thing. If with the hype, Michael Wilson has been a guy that I've been seeing a lot of people drop a lot recently. He's wide receiver 46. Week 5 he had the 2.8, then week 6 he had the 9.2 fantasy points. All of course depending on what league you're looking in and your scoring systems. Kind of after week 4 he had went kind of silent. There are other receivers that could probably give you stable 11, 12 point floors. I think that with Michael Wilson we're just waiting on the floor to get developed. There's still questions that have to be answered. But I'm fine if people keep ad dropping him. He's a guy that I'll play that game right along with. David, what is good? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are brand new to the chat, happy hump day. 4-2 PPR. Need your thoughts. Gave up Kenneth Walker and Garrett Wilson for Cooper Kupp. Good or bad trade? Still have Swift and Aaron Jones rest of season. thoughts. You're 4-2, so you can afford, to pull this off. Getting rid of Garrett Wilson, who like we've all agreed. I think that we're all in agreement that Garrett Wilson's production is based off of is solely connected in Zach Wilson's ability to play competent. He's been playing competent football. Garrett Wilson's wide receiver 19 on the year. I feel like you're more so gonna like, if you're looking in your rear view, you're gonna miss Kenneth Walker more so than probably missing Wilson. Cup is definitely an upgrade. You have stable enough running backs. Just make sure that to maintain your running back depth, anytime somebody, that's popping comes out on the waiver wire, you're kind of working your way to finagle keeping other opponents from having either A, the good depth that you already have, or B, going to get those pieces. I like the trade. I think that it works out. I think that it's equitable. It's balanced. It's balanced for both parties involved. I like it. How do you feel about DJ Moore? Whew. We're almost at affiliate on Twitch. Be sure to give us a follow, bro. Be sure to give us a follow. We're like 2 away or like 1 away from affiliate. Hey, Aaron, my homie Aaron. How do I feel about DJ Moore? To answer your question, he's going to be force fed by Tyson Bagnet. He's gonna be force fed. Hopefully Bagnet can be serviceable enough until Fields gets back. But obviously, once Fields is back, even if Fields is back in a limited capacity and they just run a shit ton of curl routes and freaking in and outs and digs, DJ Moore doesn't have to be the deep ball threat to be effective. They can pepper him with targets, and he can, kind of work the ball downfield for them. I'm not too worried. Fields being out probably forces DJ Moore to be force fed. With Fields being out, it forces Tyson to have to force feed more. When Fields comes back, still super effective. I answer fantasy football questions every single day. Excuse me. I answer fantasy football questions every single day. Any day that you see me live. The only day that I'm not live is Tuesdays because I have a deal with BigGuyFantasySports over on YouTube, BigGuyFantasySports.com. I am the marketing director over there. So I have a show that I do Tuesday nights exclusively over there called the Goal Line Goons. Let's see here. Appreciate that. Cracked me up. I figured Pacheco would be the next better running back to offer instead, because I do want to try and upgrade wide receiver for show. Bro, you'll upgrade it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine there. You'll be fine. I'm excited to see when this dude replies. Definitely DM me what happens with this. DM me what happens with that. Follow me on Twitter, bro. At Rumboyz Robbie is my Twitter. Give me a follow. I'll follow back so that we can DM. So now my team on a normal week with no buys is Burrow, Adams, Olave, Bijan, James Cook, Higgins, Terry, Addison, and Komet. Big stepper. That's a nasty team. Yo, Robbie, how much does Jamal Williams affect Kamara if he comes back? I wish that there was. Yes, X. You can follow me on X. Dan says X. BKB, much love. Much love. Big shout out to the member up in the chat. Dilly, let's go. BKB, I'm sure you got a gambling question. Throw some gambling questions out there too. Yeah, everybody in the chat spike the like. So Matt, to answer this question, bro, I wish that we had film of the two kind of being utilized as a tandem. To really be able to give us a better clear picture, and to give me a better clear picture as an analyst, to be able to answer this question without just throwing out opinions. I think that Williams could take the goal line carries, and I think that that's where the effect comes in, and I'm hoping that that's the limit of that effect, but thus making it to where Kamara becomes very yards reliant. You're relying on Kamara to get the yards and to be explosive. And since spending the offseason catching charges and beating people's ass, I don't think we've seen that explosiveness out of Kamara exactly the same. I am supposed to be watching going back watching the Saints film tonight, so I will be going back watching that film. And yeah, I'll be able to better answer that after I finish up tonight's film study session. I think I can give you a better answer, but I think that it makes Kamara yards reliant. It makes Williams touchdown dependent. I'm crazy and I'm taking Usman, bro. Okay, you taking Usman on the card this week? I'm taking both underdogs this UFC. I feel like if you take that, like, I don't know if you take both underdogs. I mean, you can with fighters having to take the fight last minute. It definitely makes it tempting. You know, hey, do we get a surprise knockout? You know, so this is definitely a big money weekend. This is a huge money weekend. Wonder if I should trade Kamara and London for Adams. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Yes, you run. Go do it now. The only time you should ever leave this stream is if you ask advice and I tell you go do that thing, and then you come right back and tell you what happens. That's it. Yeah, personally, I want to go Kamzat. Like, I really want to. Damn, Aaron. I'm not liking either. I'm not liking either. Give me Kyle Pitts in this situation. You gave me the freaking option between a giant douche and a turd sandwich. You literally gave me the South Park scenario. You gave me the South Park scenario. I need to stuff my face with Casa Bonita after answering that ugly question. Yes, those were all South Park references just then. Gosh. Give me Kyle Pitts in that scenario. I don't think that the Giants are even remotely close to figuring out a damn thing in that offense. To just be completely honest. God, damn, that's ugly. Damn, that's ugly. Yo, you want to talk about NFL poverty? Damn, that's bad. The Dagestani is an explosive wrestler. He's aggressive with ground and pound. I'm taking both. Wait, for real, Robbie, even with a hurt Jimmy, even with the hurt Jimmy, you gotta take Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is just so fucking good. He's gonna be force fed, especially if there's no Jimmy G. I know there's caution there, but yes. Jess. Let me look at these odds. Yo, we got us a sick ass card. I can't. I could. Oh my gosh. You try to take Usman and Volk. This man is crazy. This man is crazy. You're taking a fire. You're taking Usman at plus 270 and Volk at plus 225. Bro, don't you dare parlay those. Do not parlay those. Do not parlay those. Don't you dare parlay them, motherfucker, bro. Come on, man. Don't you dare parlay those. You play if you're gonna play the UFC, if you're playing the UFC fights this weekend, you're playing them as singles. I don't care if you parlay anything in the undercard. Those two main events, the co-main event and the main event, that's my betting advice. Really quick with the UFC. I don't give those are two mega fights, so I don't give a damn who you pick. I'm personally I'm taking the favorites in both. I know not a whole lot of juice there. I'm taking the favorites in both, but yeah, play them as singles. Don't parlay those. Don't parlay those. Pitts has too many falls, too many pitfalls. Haha, I see what you did there. Pitts has too many pitfalls. Dilly, doo-doo. Wait, if it was Jacobs instead of Kamara, do you still sit? For Matt's situation, wonder if I trade Kamara in London for Adams. So are you saying would you trade Jacobs? I mean, either way, I think that either one are movable pieces. And Jacobs and Kamara, Jacobs has been mid. Jacobs has been very, 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 very mid. Well, RB11. But like, I don't know. You're not getting. There's no posh out of Jacobs. He ran for 69 in week 5, which is kind of kinky. But ran for 77 last week. I mean, 25 attempts. Like the attempts are there. Like the carries are there. I don't think I could do it. No, fuck no. I can't do it. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't bring myself to it. No. You should be keeping Jacobs. Keep Jacobs. Yeah. Do I trade Kamara and Ridley for Jamar? This is smart fantasy football. Because you're attacking. Your opponent has a player on bye. They can't use that player. They're trying to free up roster space. They're trying to figure out how to build at least a serviceable roster. Yes. I feel like you could do that. I feel like you could do that. I feel like you could do that. And Cincinnati on this bye week desperately needs it. I think we could do some things there. Taking all dog fighters, money line. Hang on. Wait, I need to see where's that betting question about the Lions? I really wanted to fucking answer. Here we go. Bro, be honest. Do I put 100 on the Lions because they're dogs against the Ravens? Yes. I've already said straight up. I mean, look, it's your bankroll. First off, 1-800-GAMBLER. If you have a problem, it's your bankroll. You do what you want. Like I always say, it's my meat. I sling what I want. Okay. With that being said, and with that being stated, yes, the Baltimore Ravens do not scare me coming up against the Detroit Lions team. I 100%. Okay, it's betting, so I don't 100% have faith in anything that could happen because there's variables and you have to look at different scenarios and shit. I have practically damn near 100% faith that the Lions wax the Ravens. The Ravens receiving course, not nice. Outside of Zay Flowers, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. Ravens defense is the only thing that I feel like it's going to keep them kind of in that game, in that race. To me, it's the Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers show on offense. I mean, with the little Justice Hill sprinkled in there. Not saying don't bet against Lamar. I am saying run it, run it, run it, run it. It's Jared Goff on the floor. If he ain't, let me know. I'm Chris Brown running that joint, dog. Straight to the bank. I'm not putting down 100 like you are, BKB, though. Just saying. I ain't that fucking rich. He's like, I'll place it now. He's like, done. He's like, money is up. Like, yo, when you're like, as long as if you're on a hot streak, you just keep the heater going. you don't stop. You don't stop. And we've been really good at finding good value dogs on this YouTube channel, placing those bets and winning. We've only lost 2 primetime games, and we've been breaking fairly even on Sundays. I like Lamar a lot this week. I wouldn't, but Robbie and I usually have some differences, so it's not a bad bet. Exactly. Argentina versus New England, / South Africa versus England. Argentina versus New Zealand. I'm sorry. Argentina versus New Zealand, South Africa versus England. Brev, listen, mate. I am going to take New Zealand right there. That other matchup, because I only know what you've been teaching me. I feel like that other matchup, I go New Zealand and South Africa, just based off what you've been teaching me. Because like you don't get me wrong, I'm gonna fuck around and place it. I placed the UFC parlay. Fuck the haters, 50 on it. Okay, but at least I talked you down from the 100. Like you can be like fuck the haters like what? At least I talked you down from betting 100 on 2 underdogs on a main event. Like that probability is like, but what? Both underdogs hitting on the main event. If you parlayed it, we break it down in percentages. Fuck, break it down by Vegas odds. I mean, I can give you guys the Vegas odds on that really quick. Volk, Usman plus Volk, turns it to plus 1102, 1102. Just those two standalone. And if you kind of follow BKB's recipe, 50 turns into 601, 601 and 25 cents if you want to be exact. But when we look at the UFC, when we look at our experience betting as a channel, it kind of puts you in a position where you're looking at you're looking at well under probably like a 3% chance of both of those hitting. 50 turns into 590. Yeah, I got a 601 on mine. I think over here on DraftKings, I just got a little bit better odds. That's all. Shop around for the odds. How much would a ticket to see John Jones in the Sphere be? Dana might charge the whole book. Dana said he put on the greatest fighting sports event ever seen, and I kind of believe him. Dude, a ticket to see, that's gonna cost you your 401k, bro. Like you're gonna go broke trying to buy that ticket. Like it could probably be just as much as a Super Bowl ticket, if not maybe a couple of grand more, but maybe a grand or so more. Because what like the sit at a Floyd fight is like is fucking crazy, This man said, "Watch me cash out, bro." If you do, you know me. I have no problems admitting when I'm wrong about something. I have full accountability on this channel. bro. And you've done it before. We've done it before. We have made some wild bets. BKB, you and I have known each other for fucking ever, bro. We've made some wild fucking bets, like just astronomical shit that's probably not supposed to happen, and then it happens, and we're like, fuck, and we're on the stream just like going crazy. So I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Dan said, worth it. Yeah, like it would. You would have to drain the 401k, bro, in order to like go and do that. Like, yeah, I'm going through a hardship. Like, fuck. Bulk is my height, and I'm a fan. Oh my gosh. So we picking Julio in fantasy. Oh no. Hell no. No, I'm not. I might, all right, I might do it in a league just for the lulz. Like, just as a meme, I might do it. But ain't no way in hell, Brad. I'm seriously sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna fucking go pick up Julio Jones with the intention to start him. Nah, dog, I don't think that we can do that. He said, my man Robbie said the best. He's a re-chasing motherfucker, bro. Yeah, dog. That was when I saw that news today, I was like, that was literally the first thing I did. I looked at my phone and I was like, you ring chasing ass motherfucker, bro. like that was my exact reaction. Robbie, we taking Schultz TD this week. On gang. Yeah, I'll bet it, Matt. I feel like I have to bet that because you wanted me to bet it last week, and I didn't, and it came back to later bite me in the ass. So I got 5 on it. Grab your phone, let's get kid. I'll throw 5 on it. Yeah, no to the Julio. Julio is only there because of the insane amount of Bama players. Julio is only there because from what I heard, it was an AJ Brown thing all over again. The same thing that happened in Tennessee to get Julio in Tennessee. It was kind of another one of those things, is from what I know from sources that told me things today, some local Philadelphia sources. So AJ Brown wants his mentor Julio around. He's always said that he's a big Julio Jones fan. He said that he tries to play a lot like Julio. Brotherly love, right? You know? What's up with these power slap events? We should start betting on it. I am not watching 2 motherfuckers slap the shit out. I'm not watching. Bro, like I can't. It looks so brutal. I can't. R.I.P. Devontae Smith. AJ Brown going to have a panic attack if Julio gets more than 3 targets. I think that we would all have a panic attack if Julio got more than 3 targets. I think that we would all royally like shit ourselves. Y'all know that brown noise episode of South Park? That would be what would happen if we all nationally, we're all watching on national TV and we see Julio Jones get more than 3 targets and like catches all 3 and like one of them be a touchdown. Oh, we're unanimously all shitting ourselves, like for real. I didn't realize AJ was mad serious about his targets. He basically screwed Devontae. Oh yeah, he did. Yes. Yo, Lease. Yo. Chill. My man's got the H1, bro. Warning, dog. Chill. But no, he definitely screwed over Devontae, bro. He definitely screwed over Devontae. Yo, these Arizona joints are good, bro. And Hurts, sure enough, started peppering with targets. And that's since, if you've noticed, since that happened, Devontae's been an afterthought. Devontae's been an afterthought. I don't think that trend will continue. We'll see Devontae get his, but I definitely think that I wouldn't even be shocked. The way that AJ is, I wouldn't be shocked that man's walked up to Devontae and was like, hey, bro, we can't be having this shit. Like, I would not be shocked. Oh, AJ definitely had a point in doing that, and AJ definitely had every right to do that, bro. My team, y'all brought me here for this. Get me the damn ball. I'm always open. I'm always open. There are 4 receivers right now that undoubtedly in my mind always open. Diggs, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, and of course Justin Jefferson when he is healthy. And none of them in that in any particular order. Oh, I'm sorry. And then Tyreek Hill. Obviously, Tyreek Hill. Julio's just there to push Hurts' ass. But Devontae's too talented to not get targets. Hopkins said something like that when he was a Texan too. Devontae will definitely get targets. Devontae will definitely get targets. And we'll see those games. Philly feels that they haven't been clicking, and they feel like that the offense has been lacking something. I don't feel that way. Even when I watch them on film, like, motherfuckers, how much more do you want to perfect? But to each their own. They feel like Julio can add to the locker room and be a piece, be a guy. But I'm not thinking, you're wrong. You bring a Hall of Fame presence into your locker room. Something's bound, some motions bound to happen. Some things are bound to happen. Whether it's just him teaching the younger receivers, or even coming out there for a couple plays and putting on. So Houston, I'm fully confident right now that Houston can run away with that mug, bro. I'm fully confident that Houston runs away with it. Why? I don't think that it's a fall off. I don't think that it's a fall off. That's all I'll say. Calling the album the fall off because ain't no falling off with me. Which is ironic because ain't no falling off with me. Right now, it's just a practice squad contract at the given moment. So, Superman, nothing crazy. Julio's only just doing this to get the ring. He's just doing it to get the ring. Likely just a vet's minimum. But yeah. We got like a couple more minutes on the AMA session stream. We got a couple more minutes, chat. My chat's valid though. I got the most valid chat in live stream. Like in live streaming history, I got the most valid chat. Ain't nobody fucking with my chat. Let's see. I kind of want to. I'll kind of do a speed slate walk. I'm sure that some of these opinions will change, but Jags tomorrow night, yes. GS. Let's see. Needs Sealy back, but still far away. Yeah, definitely still far away. Jalen Ramsey returns from the Miami Dolphins. Jalen Ramsey should be returning like any week now. Like any. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because that's going to make that defense just shut down. That's just gonna make that's just gonna make big bro. Opposing offenses are not gonna be fucking with Miami once Jalen Ramsey's out there. Yes, the move should be back. Um, hopefully Fire move comes back. Um, I even worry though a little bit in his return. It's like, okay, can you be dominant, please? Um, Dobbs, I still say probably the one to roster out of the Green Bay receivers, and will probably be the most consistent out of the Green Bay receivers. But we'll see. Grenard, the truth. Can you imagine Stroud throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr.? My lord, that would be insane. Thoughts on Mageddon? Week 9 is going to be worse. Week 13 is going to be worse. I think that the teams, it was balanced, this go around. I mean, fuck, like it sucks. In all actuality, I mean, it kind of sucks, not having Cincinnati out there. But then when I look at, okay, on the flip side, all right, that's a week that Burrow can rest. It's a week that this team can get some things together, make some adjustments. Okay, we're good. We're good on having Cincinnati on bye. The Carolina Panthers, you weren't playing anyone outside of Adam Thielen anyways. Miles Sanders still has an injury designation at the given moment. Which is of course because there's no need to bring him off of injury designation. So you were kind of only really starting, Adam Thielen or Chuba Hubbard out of that Carolina offense. So you weren't really missing too much there. Not too many people are missing those pieces. I say that out loud, and then there's definitely going to be some person that's like, fuck, if only I had Adam Thielen. Dallas Cowboys being on bye. You're going to miss CeeDee Lamb. You're going to miss Pollard. The rest of the pieces on that team were pretty much flex pieces to you. You'll probably miss Jake Ferguson a little bit. Houston being on bye sucks. Because you were already playing the receiving core as flex pieces and they were performing, super well. So, you're not getting, you're not going to just be sitting back like, damn, like, am I going to get the boomer bust out of Tank Dell? Like, fuck, like, am I going to get the consistency of a Nico Collins, CJ Stroud, Schultz? Just like, I really love everything that the Houston Texans are putting together. I think that between them and the Cincinnati Bengals, out of the teams I've talked about so far that are on bye weeks, those two teams probably affect fantasy managers the most. The New York Jets being on bye, you're going to be missing Breece Hall, obviously, Garrett Wilson. No one was realistically probably starting Zach Wilson, but I can see those pieces be hurting. But it sounds like from what I've gathered from the chat, a lot of people are navigating around Breece Hall being on bye, navigating around Garrett Wilson being on bye. Perfect time to probably maybe explore trading some of those pieces. And then the Tennessee Titans. It sucks not having Derrick Henry. D-Hop is Tennessee's just Tennessee. No, you're probably happy that Tennessee's on bye right now because you're like, fuck. At least I'm not having to stress about like, who do I start? And it might make things a little bit easier on you, not having to worry about start-sit situations in regards to Tennessee Titans for fantasy football purposes. Much appreciated. Texas on bye this week. Hurts my soul. I got a meme for that. Bye week 7, Stroud versus Bryce Young. He's going to want to ball so hard, bro. Yes. You mean week 8? I think you meant to say, yeah. When he has to play Bryce, because week 7, we're in week 7 right now. We're in week 7. I'm gonna just take the last like 5 minutes here to kind of break down Jags Saints for you guys. Yes, I don't necessarily want you guys to get behind the ball on a Thursday night. Yeah, sure. In regards to the Saints, fire up Olave, fire up Kamara, but outside of that, I don't think that you should be running your quarterback out there, especially not Derek Carr. Um, in this situation, the only startable quarterback piece in this game to me is Trevor Lawrence. Um, right now, he has a questionable tag. I'll try and go live a little bit early before the game to help you guys make roster moves, or either I'll just tweet something out or I'll post something in the community tab here on YouTube as to what we're going to do in regards to the Trevor Lawrence situation. Um, I think with a volatile game with these two teams, you never know who's going to come out. The Saints defense, um, still very much of a very, very, very stout defense, ranked 8th overall. Had a really shitty week against Houston. It seems to be that every week with this defense, we look back from week 1, 10, 8, 10, 3, 24, 5. Every week they flip-flop. So kind of worry about that. In terms of your Jacksonville pieces, I'm saying fire them up. Me personally, me personally, I say fire them up. Obviously, ETN's playing. There ain't no way you're fucking sitting ETN. You're playing Ridley. Zay Jones should be back. No, he's listed as out. Zay Jones is 100% listed as out. So not even worried about that. It kind of becomes like the Ridley Christian Kirk show. Give me them both. Fire them both up. Christian Kirk, wide receiver 16. And like we discussed, Ridley, wide receiver 36. So that's how I'm kind of diagnosing tomorrow night's game. I'm taking Jacksonville by that +1, but actually taking it by the money line because at the +1 at a -108, just take a little bit of extra juice on the 102 and collect that extra coin. How we feel about this 7-pick parlay? Ask Brad. Love betting questions. Carr over 238. Ridley over 51.5. I'm game. Yep, Ridley. Yeah, I'm game. Kamara over 50 rushing. That's tough just because of how efficient the Jacksonville defense is at creating takeaways. Jacksonville top 9 defense in fantasy, and they are amazing at creating takeaways. Their last 4 games, I want to say the last 3 games for sure, they have a takeaway in each and every single one of those games, whether it be a fumble recovery or interception. Just worry about Kamara putting the ball on the ground potentially, but law of probabilities likely goes in favor for Kamara to be able to at least give you 50. Hopefully, I think that's a safe prop there. I'll say safe on Ridley, safe on Kamara. ETN definitely safe. Kirk over 4.5 receptions. It seems like he's taken over and it's becoming his team more and more and more. Whenever we talk about Christian Kirk, I'm liking that. I'm liking that prop. Only had 3 receptions last week, but we was targeted 6 times, 8 times, 12 times, 6 times, 14 times. So the targets are definitely there. Just hang on to the fucking ball, and that's a lock. Olave over 61 yards. Yes. Absolutely yes. ETN 20. Yes. I like this parlay. The Carr part is what scares the living daylights out of me because Carr could go out there and just start lighting it up with picks. If Carr throws 2 picks, that 238's out the window. So that's where I worry. He hasn't had a game where he's thrown 2 picks yet. So there's that. He's only lost 1 fumble this year. But the passing yards just haven't been there. He's only had 2 games over 300 plus. Other than that, he has not even came close to hitting that over 238 this season. And against the Jacksonville defense, I just find it very hard to do so with the way that this defense can force you to create turnovers, force you to turn the ball over. So that's how I would diagnose that one. I think I sweat the car over. I feel like you could hit all of the other props, and this could be a miss by one just off of car. I would probably take off car. All righty. Okay. Here's how we're going to end the stream because y'all have been fucking amazing. I have enjoyed like a great 2 hours with the whole chat, with the whole stream. We're not going to do a big one because I don't want to be fucked up. But we do a wee little shot, mate. We see here on Rumboyz Fantasy Network, we like to take a wee bit of little rum, mate. Dan, appreciate the love. I did see your text come through. I am going to go put ice on my freaking injury because I'm in pain, especially from sitting in this chair. For those who don't know, yeah, I pulled something in my hip, so definitely about to go and probably fucking soak at this point because I'm in, like I said, I'm in excruciating pain. I can't believe I just got through this whole stream. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. Hold up. Let's start that from the beginning. Let's start that from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz boys and girls, what it do? Dilly. I love and appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Drop a comment on the way out. If you have any other questions, drop a comment in the comment section after this video is done. Dilly. Woo!